evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to VTV. Let's talk Madden, arcade versus simulation. Let's hear both sides to this argument and ask yourself, whose side are you on? You can see that once the ball is snapped, this will be a play-action play. Number 63, the guard, you can see he begins to step back and pick up number 32 to prevent the sack. From the sim gamer's perception, it is questionable as to how he knew in time to step back and prevent the sack from happening. You can see somehow he just knew that he had to get back in time. But what the arcade gamer says is this may be an attempt of compensation for the lack of intelligence to shift the line by the gamer themselves. In fact, from the arcade gamer's perspective, for them, this is good intelligence. It buys the gamer enough time, even if they don't have that much knowledge of football, to shift the line because they can't read the defense. And intelligence like this is actually a great thing to have in this game. But then what begins to happen is exactly what the sim gamers have been complaining about for years, and that is player animations that mirror each other, which forces the player in unreasonable and illogical circumstances. As you can see, both New Orleans Saints players, not only are their animations the same, you can see they're stuck rushing the quarterback in the wrong direction. Sim gamers would not even tolerate something like this, while arcade gamers say, if you want real football, you need to go outside. Now you can see the pass being thrown and Steve Smith makes the reception. This is where we're going to talk about the Infinity Engine. Steve Smith makes a cut, a defender misses, and number 21 will then begin to dive at Steve Smith, and he will not completely make the tackle. You will see he somewhat slides off of him. And if we pan the camera around, you can see he doesn't even have a hand on him, but number 21, Robinson, is in a tackle animation. However, Greer, number 33, it appears that he gets two hands on Steve Smith. And as we continue to pan the camera around, you can see only one hand somewhat touches Steve Smith, which is his left hand. His right hand doesn't appear to wrap up his leg, but his left hand, again, it appears to be on his hip. But if you take a closer look, even that hand isn't on Steve Smith. Yet Steve Smith will go down. And I'm sure I'm not putting myself out on a limb here and saying that if you watch football, you've seen Steve Smith break tackles with people on his back, players trying to wrap him up and such. To put it mildly, he's broken many tackles by bigger and stronger defenders. So something like this is an absurd reason to bring down Steve Smith with only a hand on his hip. Unacceptable gameplay by sim gamers. Some of these defenders aren't even wrapping up these ball carriers, taking them to the ground with unexplainable reasons. It's the same predetermined tackles that has been happening in Madden for years now. That's what the sim gamers say. Arcade gamers would say it was close enough, nobody's perfect. This is the first year of this Madden team. Give them a break, cut them some slack. Stuff like this only happens once in the blue moon. And again, if you want real football, you need to go outside. But what do you say? Are you a sim gamer or are you a casual arcade Madden player? Because in the end, only you are the judge. And whatever you say is what actually matters.